India is now the world's most populous country, over 1.4 billion people. Millions are heading abroad as tourists, students, and immigrants, reshaping cities from Toronto to Dubai. This isn't just about numbers, it's about impact. Indian migrants bring culture, ambition, and new expectations. Host countries get economic boosts and cultural vibrancy, but also face growing pains, longer queues, fiercer job competition, and shifting neighborhoods. By 2023, Indians made up nearly 30% of new permanent residents in Canada, the largest group by far. In the US, Indian students face long visa waits and tough job markets. This is a global rebalancing. A new, ambitious, unapologetically Indian global citizen is emerging. Back home, a young population seeks opportunities abroad, drawn by better education and jobs. But host nations are anxious, dealing with their own economic and political challenges. The arrival of so many newcomers becomes a lightning rod for these anxieties. It's not just about migration, it's about how societies adapt to rapid change. The world is being forced to confront questions of space, resources, and identity. This is the story of Indian ambition meeting global uncertainty, and it's only just beginning. In places like Canada, Indian immigrants are blamed for housing shortages and strained public services, but these crises are rooted in years of policy failures, not newcomers. Canada actively encouraged immigration to fill labor gaps but didn't invest in housing, transit, or healthcare. When cracks widened, immigrants became scapegoats, a political distraction from real issues. This isn't unique to Canada, it's a global pattern. Governments want the economic benefits of immigration but rarely plan for the social impact. Immigrants, including Indians, often prop up these systems. They're doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs, they pay taxes and fill critical jobs. The so called Indian fatigue is more about host society anxieties than immigrant actions. Blaming newcomers is easier than fixing broken systems. Online, anti Indian sentiment spreads fast, memes, stereotypes, and misinformation go viral. Social media platforms amplify crude caricatures and fuel real world hostility. Hate crimes against South Asians in Canada rose 143% between 2019 and 2022. False stories like the Wasaga Beach rumor become facts overnight, cementing ugly stereotypes. Sikh Punjabis and Indian students are frequent targets, mocked for their culture and struggles. This digital hate spills into daily life discrimination, harassment, and exclusion. For young Indian students abroad, it's isolating and dehumanizing. Algorithms create echo chambers, normalizing racism and division. The result? Neighbors become suspicious and diversity turns into a source of tension. Online hate doesn't stay online, it shapes real attitudes and policies. The challenge is breaking this cycle before it becomes the new normal. We all have a role to play in pushing back. Many Indian students are lured abroad by promises of world class education and a path to residency. But for profit colleges often deliver substandard education and little support. These visa mills exist to collect high fees, not to educate. Students arrive, find overcrowded housing, and work multiple low wage jobs just to survive. Governments ignored the problem for years, enjoying the economic boost. When social consequences hit, they capped student visas, punishing students, not predatory colleges. This exploitation feeds negative stereotypes and deepens mistrust. Locals see struggling students and blame culture, not the broken system. The real issue, a cycle of exploitation that hurts everyone. Public health concerns add another layer of anxiety. India faces high rates of diseases like TB and typhoid, which can worry host countries. Health agencies issue advisories, but these concerns can morph into xenophobia. Cultural differences like driving habits or personal space can also cause friction. What's normal in Delhi might seem disruptive in London or Toronto. It's crucial to separate real health management from racist stereotyping. Robust screening and adaptation to local norms are fair, but weaponizing these issues turns practical concerns into prejudice. The challenge is managing risks without fueling suspicion. Sensible conversation, not scapegoating, is the way forward. So, what's next? We need to move past blame. Host countries must invest in infrastructure and services, not just cap immigration. Exploitation of students must end, regulate colleges, protect workers. Integration is a two-way street. Newcomers adapt, host societies welcome. Media literacy is vital. Challenge racist narratives, share real stories. Tech companies must take responsibility for hate on their platforms. The Indian diaspora can be an asset, not a threat, if managed wisely. With smart policies and mutual respect, everyone benefits. It's not a zero sum game. Diversity can strengthen societies.